Katsuki Bakugous Quirk Explosion is one of the most potent and versatile quirks in Class A. I've looked at the other students' quirks and discussed their potentials. Bakugou's quirk needs no such discussion. He's at a higher tier. So, why not consider how he can actually be brought down a peg? Let's look at the major flaws of the Explosion quirk and its wielder, Katsuki Bakugou. He can use his quirk primarily for physical combat, for devastating offense, or defensively to keep opponents at a distance. His first weakness is actually his strength, as sweat is his main factor. Remove his ability to sweat, and you can severely cripple him. Katsuki gradually grows in power the more he fights, since he will naturally sweat more under ongoing physical activity. In freezing temperatures, his nitroglycerin-like sweat actually takes longer time to detonate. If used correctly, flash freezing quirks could actually slow him down, if not actually disable him. Or you could cut out the middleman and remove his ability to sweat. Rapid dehydration would also cripple him. Odds are, you'd have to get close to shrivel him up though. When I think about it, Todoroki at his full potential should be Bakugou's kryptonite. You can check out my Todoroki video where I go further into detail, but Shoto's quirk controls heat and cold, creating those roaring flames and walls of ice. If you were to hone and expand his powers, he could change the surrounding environment with ease, cooling Bakugou or overheating him before he can let off a shot. But I digress. Let's continue. Katsuki can use explosion for more than attack and defense. He's learned to use it for maneuverability or strategy, like propelling himself through mid-air or blinding his opponents with intense light from his blast. He's even developed long-range attacks, which is actually needed, as Bakugou is mainly a close-range fighter. While he can attack from a distance, it does seem to take more effort. Bakugou sweats. His explosions are more powerful, which is probably why he designed his hero costume to store his excess sweat for later use. But besides long-range attacks, like most quirks, fatigue is a factor. With Bakugou, it's even worse. Like Todoroki's overheating or Midoriya's intermittent brittleness, Bakugou's quirk takes a lot out of him. The recoil of his explosions alone can add up, which is why he uses his gauntlets and why extreme heat could also be an issue. The quirk is tied to Bakugou. For someone who's full of rage and known for violent outbursts, explosions reflect the volatility of his personality. If you want to fight Bakugou, you have to use his anger as a weapon against himself. Explosions aren't always nuking levels of destruction. There are levels to it all. There are low-level explosions, kind of like sparklers. Katsuki uses this whenever he's trying to intimidate somebody. Then there are medium level explosions. These are your normal kinds of blasts that can range from exploding a car or a house. And then there are your high level explosions. These are the ones that can destroy a whole building, or even more. Bakugou is smarter than he acts. He can control the intensity of his blast, but provoke him enough, he might lose control of his precision just as quickly as his emotion, overextending himself and potentially harming allies, civilians, and himself. Bakugou's quirk is versatile, but he is his main weakness as he needs to one day command his emotions. This kind of power needs self-control. From Fire Force, Takehisa Hinawa's ability, bullet speed control, can actually cushion and intensify the explosions inside guns, increasing or decreasing the speed of the impact of the bullets. This works for his character, who's by the book, precise, and calculating. For Bakugou to do the things he does, he needs immense precision and thought. Removing that turns his ability from a gun in his hands to a live grenade ready to explode in his face. So how do you take down Bakugou? And what are his quirk's weaknesses? Well, extreme temperatures affect his sweat, long-range attacks work for his close-range fighting style, forcing him to strain and absorb the recoil of his blasts. And one surefire way to do that is to use his lack of self-control against him. Did I miss anything? Because if there is another shortcoming of this explosion quirk, let me know. See ya.